points on the legs. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a live, but I still reinvest it. Feel how I feel, then you feel less a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but they sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful day. And honestly, nobody is. I feel you, man. It's been such a wild 6 weeks. You do have an idea. Okay, but anyways, we got a lot to talk about. There's so much that we need to cover, but literally after hours, we had a surprise Powell development, and I'm telling you, this is going to make tomorrow even crazier. So I'm going to break that down for you. We're going to talk about the market. We're going to talk about some of the risks and things that happened today, and then really, what is the big thing for tomorrow? And now, what are the next catalysts? I'll give you a hint. There's going to be like 2 to 3 weeks where we're really just going to be kind of floating without any real data, assuming some things like oil and energy don't get bad. So today was wild, but let's talk about it, chat. And I love you, and like the video, and we'll see you on stream. It's fun, okay? It's fun, but the markets, guys. Anyway, so this is Powell admitting defeat. Literally, why am I saying that? Because Powell came on, it was an NPR interview after hours, and he was saying that inflation is going to be painful, and this is what he said. He said a soft landing is outside of his control. So that's not good. And this is why I'm saying with a lot of the things he said, we're going to really have to see how the market does tomorrow. But that right there, I think it's the biggest. But then he went on, or he started off before even that one came in the middle, but he started off by saying that they never really were considering 75 basis points. It wasn't an active discussion at the meetings, but they said, you know, if they need to do more, they will. But he did say that pretty much they are expecting to do 50 basis points for June and July. So that's kind of good. You saw how the market liked it, but now it brings up a couple of questions, because did Powell just put 3 rate hikes back on the table again? We don't know. But what he said about the soft landing, that wasn't good. It came out of nowhere, but he even just said it is going to be painful. And the interviewer asked him a good question. He said, in 5 words, can you explain what Powell is thinking? That's a game that they do on their show. And Powell answered it, and his 5-word thought was, get inflation under control. Wait, that's 4 words. Something like that. Anyways, but still, that's what he said. We're going to see how the market reacts tomorrow, because today now, we hit that 385. We didn't go below it, and we didn't hit 385 flat. But why was this so important? Because at 385 and below, that is the official bear market on the S&P 500. So the NASDAQ, that's already down like 27 or 29%. They've already been in a bear market. The tech stocks, they've already fell below 2021 where they started. But the S&P, that has not. So the fact was, we like clipped the bear market and then came right back up, just like when we had the yield curve inversion a couple months ago. So people are keeping this and watching now. This is the real big key for the week. Again, we had a lot of movements up and down. There was even news today. This one's crazy. I think it has a lot of future implications. Nancy Pelosi said they want to make a bill to make it illegal to raise the price of gas. Yeah, so 1973 price controls. Oh, I mean, it could get bad. There was that. There was Fed Dolly, even Fed Bostic. Some of their comments kind of moved things, but for the most part, it really looks like we're just trading around the levels, and the market is able to move big without any news. I don't think over the last 6 weeks, it takes much to understand that. But one thing I do want you to understand, I brought this up today, is just you need to understand how wild this last 6 weeks has been. You know, that's why I was like, all right, I'm down to buy to the long term and all that. This does not happen, and I want you to understand it. Here is the top. About 6 weeks ago, you were at 460. You were 20 points away from all-time highs. Today, 6 weeks later, you are 100 points away from that high. So it's like, this has been a wild, wild route. And this is what happens when you compound the losses just like you would compound the gains. So that's something to keep in mind. But like I'm saying now, where do we move forward? What is going to be the key now? It is going to be all about these levels. People want to see, do we break 385 or not? And I'm telling you, if we break 385, we go lower. I think next stop will be around like 360. 375, but everyone's saying all bets are off. If you get 3,800 breaking, you already got some people calling for 3,500 on Wall Street, so keep that one in mind. But that's what we want to see. Do we hold up? Is the S&P able to fight off a bear market? If you don't know, you could look this up. This is a common phrase on Wall Street. You know, why is 20% such a big deal, or even 15%? It could categorize a bear market, but now when a stock market or like an index drops 20%, that is usually a signal of pain in the real economy. So you could drop 10%, you could even drop 15%, but once you start going 20% and lower, the chances of that in impacting the real economy and faster, that starts to increase. And then people talked about it today. Right now, the NASDAQ performance is worse than 2008. So think about that. I showed you yesterday, again, when 08 started, they were already down 20%. We're hitting that now, and this is now the main event. Really, up until we get the next catalyst, people are going to see, all right, what level do we set? Do we go below 385 or not? How does it trade? Can we believe any of the rallies? How does investor sentiment look? All of that. So that's what it is. And now let's talk about the catalyst. Again, every day is going to be important. There will be opportunities. It will be kind of slow. It will be painful. You know, again, this is what uncertainty brings in the market. I'm sorry. We're going to deal with it, but you will learn and you'll get to see. But at the end of the day now, the next catalysts are pretty much a couple weeks away. I believe in about 2 to 3 weeks, we will be getting the Fed minutes. Again, there will be other economic data points or maybe a couple speeches here and there that can have an impact if there is a surprise, you know, political bill, something related to oil. Again, if there's a negative development, Russia, Ukraine, or something with the gas in Europe. All of those could be catalysts. Those are not scheduled, but I'm trying to give you the schedule here so you could look a little bit ahead and understand. It's like the next real big things will be the Fed minutes in about 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks after that, you get Powell again, and then we're going to have a whole nother set of CPI, a whole nother set of data. But now, with things dropping like this, I will tell you, every week, I think next week, we're going to have a little bit more economics. It'll be retail sales, and then it'll also be like housing, and then you'll get another jobless claims and all of that, and that data could have an impact. Again, that's what people are looking for, but that's for April, and then tomorrow, you're going to be getting the University of Michigan consumer sentiment, and well, it should go down. There's been a couple of metrics already dropping, but pretty much soft data and hard data from now on, it will have a little bit more of an impact, but all eyes are going to be on Powell, the minutes, and where we go from there. Do not underestimate the impact that that can have. So there's all that. Hopefully that helps you. As far as even today, to even add to it, there was a couple things after hours. The guy, the founder, FTX, he's like a 29-year-old billionaire. I like this guy. He took one of the biggest stakes. He's now the 3rd largest shareholder of Robinhood, and that brought up like Coinbase and a couple of other things. But now Coinbase, they got murdered today. Bitcoin, again, there was that stablecoin collapse yesterday, and then you had the weird comments on the Coinbase earnings the day before that, and well, today Bitcoin went below 25,000. So one asset class capitulation, that's something to watch, and that's something, this one could be a little far off, maybe a black swan catalyst. I was saying we need one more event. We talked about it today in a weird way. I think Tether, if it collapses, I mean, people say the chances are low, but that could be like a Lehman type moment in a weird way. So keep that in mind. But that all happened today. That's what kind of impacted us. That's why we gapped down. There was news about Russia, and this is a key, and we're going to watch how this plays, especially with that Nancy Pelosi stuff today. But they literally, Russia banned one of the Germany Gazprom accounts, and Germany even said they're using oil as a weapon. So that was very negative. That was the only other thing, and I think that's pretty much it, man. As far as the plays, let us get into the plays. We needed one. I only made 2 plays today. I did a UVXY daily, or I think for May 20th. Nah, I'm a degenerate. It was a weekly. I did it for tomorrow. I got the 20.5 for 50 cents. I only bought one. And again, if you don't know what I'm doing here, one, I want to keep it small. I like the opportunities, but I'm not liking any of the risks or reward. I'm telling you, these are bad prices or efficient, depending on how you want to define it. Pretty much, I don't see my opportunity to make a ton of money off a downside, maybe to the upside, like we've said. But for the most part, even with like puts and volatility, it is very difficult. Trying to throw some things things out there. I started with that again. The UVXY has yet to go above 20. That's why I'm like, okay, if we do get real volatility and breakout, this will go, but I want a good risk to reward. So just trying to see, I'm trying to get some exposure, but I'm not really like trying to knock on the door. If anything, it's the EWG, and I like that. And hopefully we wait and see, and we could double dip. And you probably saw wheat today too. You did get the crop report, and that was no good. Again, the supplies and what people are expecting is not looking pretty, but there was all of that. But I'm throwing these small plays, went with that UVXY, and then I did a NASDAQ short at the bottom. It was around 386. I figured, okay, are we going to test 385 and get a flush? Let's see. But I went with a micro. I ended up losing 300 bucks. I said I'm down with $1,000. I'm going to use a stop loss. I know, I said, isn't that crazy? No stop loss. Uncle's going to be so... Anyways, but I did that, and I'm trying to get a hang of it in the sense of I'm trying to see what could get me the best risk to reward with these moves. So we were able to catch a little bit of it. I took the loss, but I am trying to find this sweet spot right now. So be cautious with it. I don't really have any recommendations. I never did, but I want to give you insight to what I'm looking at. But I think we still got a little bit more time. If you really want to know what it is, we need to find the next thing that is going to crack, or really the first thing that's going to go bankrupt. That is going to be the move. I showed this today. Like if you look at Beto, again, you got the Coinbase news, then you had that Terra coin collapsing, and then today you had Bitcoin going down and people getting worried with Tether and everything else. But that was one where it's like if you find the next thing to get clapped, you could get maybe 500%. Even then, you know, I don't know. We're spoiled, okay? We like 1,000%, but still, at the end of the day, those are the types of things. But the real question is, over the next few months, I mean, I think we have time. I don't think we need to be in a rush, because even if you caught the immediate, it's not like it paid out that good. That's why I don't have FOMO on any of the puts and want to find the sweet spot. So keep all of this in mind. But the real key is going to be finding the next thing that is going to slowly get affected, and that could bring up things like oil, again, like Europe and all these other things. But if we are going to see anything play out like 08 and it's really going to escalate, it's going to be in Papa Powell's hands, but also whatever the unknown is that could actually cause a default or a washout. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully you guys are having some fun with it, but it's going to be exciting. And where we close, man, is prime time. We're like, what do we do at the end of this week? What record is this going to set? We're going to see where it is. People want to talk about the bottom. I mean, anything could happen. Tomorrow's going to be exciting, and so is the rest of the year. So I hope you're ready, Chad. But that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure hydrate healthy, ready to go. Make sure post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you to remember everything you've already been through. You've already lived through a 2020 crash. You already thought things were going to get worse, and it somehow already got better. Give yourself some credit. Show yourself some love, but stay focused for what the future holds, baby. Nothing is changing. But I love you. Have a wonderful night, Chad, and let's go. It's Friday. We gonna bring it. We earned this week, and we're gonna have fun. And if you don't laugh tomorrow, no matter, like, you better laugh, smile. It's okay. Find it. Keep it small. You're going. What's yours is yours. The door will open if it's yours. If it ain't opening, that means a better door is come. They don't feel me. I love you.